Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are going to discuss Mhorragu's prophecies. This can be found at the end of the Second Battle of Morrigan. There's different translations out there, so if when I read them, don't get all up in the comments that it's not the one you recognize, because every translation translates the ancient Irish a little bit differently. So let's get into it. The first one we're going to look at, I'm going to read them both, and then we're going to break them down. Okay, I will do the first one, then I'm going to break down the second one after it. Peace up to heaven, heaven down to earth, earth under heaven. Strength in everyone. I shall not see a world that would be dear to me. Summer without flowers, cows be without milk, woman without modesty, man without valor. Captors without a king, woods without mast, sea without produce. Son will enter his father's bed, father will enter his son's bed. Everyone will be his brother's brother-in-law. In evil times, son will deceive his father, daughter will deceive her mother. Under the gentle sky lies the earth, restful, at last in the arms of heaven. As a sweet wine or a fine meal is the land. For all to eat and drink beneath the stars before me, I see a wonderful land. Like a splendid mead, rich and worthy of savoring, keeping fresh summer's blessing even in stark winter, giving us shelter. Like a shield makes a strong spear, and a fist holding the shield are strong places hungry for battle. None can break these spear-bristled walls. Here we harvest, here we stand, and here we will 9 times the grandchildren of our children's grow fair and bold. The fields will be like forests, with fences surrounding and horns calling the beasts of the field. The sun shining not beneath soft leaves, rich with sap so that they can bend with weight. So much will this land bring that every pauper will be as a king. Every boy will be a warrior of renown, and every dog a fierce companion. Straight and tall will grow the trees, so that each shall fruit a spear. The fires will bring warmth and melt the metal. Strong will be the foundations, and rich will be the milk. Every cow will be fruitful with calf. Birds sing like clouds above. The beasts of the wild shall leap for joy in the spring, and on Simonius the ripe harvest. Many and many will be the people of the land, filling it from peak to ocean. As water runs, never sharp rocks shall time through shadow and fear. This will be the tale of the land and its people. Ours will be the peace of heaven beneath the skies for all eternity. This is the second one we'll be discussing in detail. And it goes, peace to the sky, sky to the earth, earth beneath the sky, strength in each man, a cup full of honey, honor enough summer and winter, spears supported by shields, shields supported by forts, forts fierce and eager for battle, fleece from sheep, woods full of stags. Forever destructions have departed, fruit on trees, a branch drooping down, drooping from growth, wealth for a son very learned. Neck of a bull in yoke, a bull from a song, knots in woods, wood for a fire, fire as wanted, walls new and bright, salmon their victory, the buoyant their hostel, hostels of excellent size, new growth after spring, in autumn horses increase, the land held secure, land recounted with excellence of wood. Be might to the eternal, much excellent woods, peace as high as the sky. be 9 times eternal. I shall not see a world that will be dear to me. Summer without flowers, cows without milk, women without conscience, men not brave, conquest without a king, woods without fruit, fishless seas, bad judgments by old men, false pretenses of lawgivers, every man a betrayer, each son a robber. The son will enter the father's bed, the father also in the bed of his son. The brother becomes his own brother-in-law. None will look for a woman outside of his own house. O evil time, son will deceive father, daughter will deceive mother. Now, let's break these down. The first one, the prophecy in general of the first one that I read, appears to be a reflection on a dystopian future scenario, or a time of great social decay and moral decline. The images and language used invoke a sense of chaos, loss of traditional values, and a breakdown of social order. Let's go more into detail and explain each segment of the passage. Peace up to heaven, heaven down to earth, earth under heaven. This part of the passage seems to suggest a harmonious relationship between heaven, earth, and peace. It could also symbolize a balanced and peaceful existence where all elements are in alignment. Strengthen everyone. I shall not see a world that is dear to me. Now, this part conveys a sense of despair or disillusionment about future. The speaker, aka Mhorragu, seems to lament the lack of strength and integrity in people, which makes the world less appealing or valuable to them. The next part, summer without flowers, cows without milk, women without modesty, men without valor. This segment lists various natural and human elements that are traditionally associated with beauty, fertility, and virtue. The absence of these elements implies a world devoid of essential qualities and virtues. Now the next one, captains without a king, woods without meat, mass, sea without produce. These lines depict a world where leadership is weak or absent, resources are scarce, and nature is barren. The imagery suggests a lack of guidance, substance, and abundance. This part highlights the breakdown of trust, wisdom, and justice in society. It portrays a world where authority figures make incorrect decisions, legal systems are corrupt, and betrayal is rampant among people of all ages. Son will enter his father's bed, father will enter his son's bed, everyone will be his father's brother-in-law. These lines describe taboo and not necessarily good actions that disrupts the family and social norms. The relationships mentioned here are indicative of incest, betrayal, and blurred boundaries leading to a breakdown of family structures and values. An evil time. Son will deceive his father. Daughter will deceive her mother. This segment emphasizes the pervasiveness of nature. The description of betrayal within families, it underscores the moral decay and lack of trust that characterizes the depicted era. Number 8. Under the gentle sky lies the earth, restful at last in the arms of heaven, as a sweet wine or fine meal is the land for all to eat and drink beneath the stars. Before me I see a wonderful land. The phrase, under a gentle sky lies the earth, it invokes a serene and tranquil imagery of nature. It suggests that the earth, with all its beauty and bounty, rests peacefully between the vast and nurturing sky. The juxtaposition of sky and land symbolizes the harmonious relationship between the two, where the sky provides shelter and, well, the earth offers substance. restful at last in the arms of heaven. It further emphasizes the theme of tranquility. The term arms of heaven personifies the sky, portraying it as a protective and loving presence that cradles the earth. This imagery conveys a sense of security and comfort, suggesting that the land is at peace, free from turmoil or strife. It invites a feeling of safety as the earth is embraced by something greater than itself. The metaphor of a sweet wine or fine meal enriches the description of the land. Just as wine and food provide nourishment and pleasure, the earth is depicted as a source of sustenance and joy. The comparison implies that the land is not just a physical space, but a vital entity that nurtures life and brings happiness. The idea of all to eat and drink beneath the stars reinforces the notion of abundance and community, suggesting that the earth offers its gifts generously to anyone. The phrase, "Before me I see a wonderful land," well, it serves as a personal reflection grounding the imagery of Mhorragu's experience. It invites the reader and listener to share in this moment of appreciation and wonder of the beauty of the world. The use of wonderful underscores the speaker's admiration for the landscapes, highlighting the awe that nature can inspire. This appreciation for the land encourages a deeper connection with the environment, inviting contemplation, gratitude for its gifts. Overall, the entire passage paints a vivid picture of a peaceful, bountiful earth that exists in harmony with sky. It celebrates the beauty and richness of the natural world, emphasizing themes of nourishment, community, and tranquility. The imagery encourages a sense of belonging and appreciation for the environment, reminding us of our connection to the land and the importance of nurturing that relationship. In a broader context, this imagery can also symbolize the universal human experience of seeking rest and fulfillment. Just as the earth finds peace beneath the sky, individuals often seek solace in the substance in their surroundings. This longing for connection and harmony is a fundamental aspect of human nature, reflecting our desire to find beauty and meaning in the world around us. Thus, this passage serves not only as a celebration of nature, but also as a reminder of the importance of cherishing and protecting the environment. In an age where balance between humanity and nature often is, disrupted, this imagery calls for a return to the appreciation and balance and stewardship of the land. It encourages us to recognize the earth's gifts and to cultivate a sense of responsibility for its future, ensuring that it remains a place of beauty and substance for generations to come. Like a splendid mead, rich and worthy, savoring to keep fresh summer's blessing even in stark winter. Giving us shelter like a shield, makes strong a spear, and a fist will shield our strong places hungering for battle. The phrase "like a splendid mead, rich and worthy, savoring and keeping fresh summer's blessing" invokes a vivid imagery of beauty and abundance, suggesting that certain experiences or qualities in life can prove and provide substance and joy even in the harshest conditions. Mead, a beverage that's often associated with celebration and warmth, symbolizes the richness and nourishment. It represents the sweetness of summer, a time of growth, vitality, and abundance. While this imagery underscores the idea that there are elements in life, be they relationships, memories, or experiences, that can perceive the warmth of life's blessings, even when circumstances turn cold and bleak. The notion of keeping fresh summer's blessing speaks to the resilience and the complacency to hold on to joy and positivity despite adversity. Just as mead can be savored and enjoyed over time, the good moments in life can be cherished and recalled, providing comfort and strength during difficult periods. This reflects a broader psychological understanding that while seasons change and challenges arise, the essence of our joyful experience can sustain us, acting as a reminder of the beauty that life can offer. The later phrase, giving us shelter like a shield makes strong spear, it introduces the themes of protection, strength, and readiness for conflict. The imagery of a shield symbolizes security and defense, suggesting that certain values and experience serve as a protective barrier against life challenges. Just as a shield guards a warrior, the meaningful aspects of life can offer emotional and psychological shelter. This protection allows individuals to comfort life's battles and confront them with courage and determination. Here's the reference to a spear and a fist. It highlights the duality of human experience, the need for both defense, shield, and offense, spear. It suggests while we may seek to protect ourselves from harm, there is also necessity to engage with the world actively and assertively. The phrase, "our strong places hungry for battle," conveys a sense of empowerment and readiness to face challenges head on. It implies that strength is not merely about enduring hardship, but it's also about imbalance and opportunities for growth and conflict. In essence, this passage captures the profound understanding of life's complexities. It speaks to the balance between savoring the sweetness in good times, but being also prepared to face difficulties. The imagery invites reflection on how we can cultivate resilience, drawing strength from our experience while remaining open to battles that life presents. It encourages us to find rich, nurturing element in our lives that can also act both as a source of comfort and foundation for strength. Ultimately, the meaning of the phrase lies in the celebration of life's dual nature, the beauty of joy that sustains us, and the strength and courage to empower us to comfort our challenges. It serves as a poetic reminder that even in the starkest winters, the blessings of summer can remain alive within us, guiding and fortifying us that we may navigate the complexities of existence. None can break these spear-brittle walls. Here we harvest, here we stand, 9 times a grandchildren or grandchildren. This passage invokes powerful imagery, the depth of themes of resilience, prosperity, and community. The line, "none can break these spear-bristle walls," suggests a strong sense of defense and protection. It implies that Mhorragu's community or land is fortified against external threats, symbolizing both physical barriers and metaphorical resilience of the spirits. These walls could represent not just literal fortifications, but also the strength of unity and shared purpose that binds the community together. The phrase, "here we harvest, here we stand," reinforces that idea and the rootness of commitment to the land. It speaks of a deep connection between the people and their environment, suggesting that their efforts in cultivating and labor are both a source of sustenance and identity. The repetition here emphasizes the sense of place and belonging, anchoring the community in their shared history and future. This grounding in the land signifies that their prosperity is not merely fleeting in the moment, but rather a legacy that will endure throughout generations. The imagery of the grandchildren and the grandchildren suggests abundance and continuality of hinting at the cycle of growth and renewal that transcend individual lifetimes. The future is not just about survival. It is about thriving in a way that embodies strength and courage, suggesting that community will not only persist, but also evolve into something greater. The transformation of the fields into forests with fences surrounding them paints a vivid picture of the abundance of the wild, where nature intertwines with human cultivation. This imagery invokes a sense of harmony world, where the land is both tamed and untamed, yielding resources while remaining vibrant and alive. The horns calling the beasts of the field adds an element of vitality and connection with the rhythms of nature, emphasizing that life within this community is dynamic and rich. The concluding thoughts on social equity, every pauper will be as king. It encapsulates the ideal vision that just as we foster society, here wealth is not measured by material riches, but by strength of character, honor, and companionship. The idea that every pauper will be as king conveys a profound sense of equality and dignity, suggesting that it is in an envisioned future everyone has the opportunity to lead a life of significance and respect, regardless of cultural status. The passage speaks of themes of resilience, community, and hopefully envisioning a future of generations, and it captures the essence of a people deeply connected to the land, committed to cultivating a legacy of strength, equality, and harmony with nature. The idealistic version resonates with the human desire for belonging, prosperity, and a meaningful life, where both individuals and communities can thrive together in a sustainable and nurturing environment. Now, the last part of the first prophecy, straight and tall will grow the trees. This passage is rich with imagery and metaphor. It invokes the theme of growth, prosperity, and again harmony between nature and humanity. At its core, it reflects the idealized version of a land where strength, abundance, and joy permeate the lives of its inhabitants. Each line invites contemplation on the interconnectedness between environment, community, and the cycles of life. The phrase straight and tall, grow the trees, suggests resilience and strength, as trees are often symbolized of life and stability. Here, they are depicted as growth, robustly indicating a thriving ecosystem. The reference of fruit and spear can symbolize both protection and provision. Just as a spear can defend, it can also signify fruitful outcomes of the hunt. The duality emphasizes the idea of a strong foundation, whether it be in nature, of society, but also it emphasizes the yields both resources and serenity. The following lines, the fires will bring warmth and metal, introduces the elements of transformation and creation. Fire is a powerful force and can often be associated with both destruction and renewal. For example, to create is to destroy is to create. Hence where this comes from. In context, it suggests the fortifying of tools and weapons, which can lead to progress and innovation. The imagery of metal melting highlights the potential of reshaping not just the physical materials, but also cultural and social constructs. This transformation is essential for building a prosperous future. Strong will be the foundations. Further, this underscores the theme of stability and abundance. Foundations represents an essential support upon which everything else is built, whether they be physical, such as buildings, or communities, or metaphysical, like values and beliefs. The richness of milk symbolizes the nourishment and sustains, reinforcing the idea of a thriving community, nurturing its members, and this line invokes a pastoral ideal where agriculture flourishes and every family reaps the benefits of a land's bounty. The imagery of joyous birds singing suggests the cycle of nature, of life, where joy and prosperity are intertwined with the seasons. Unceremonious, the ripe harvest again connects the ancient traditions of making the importance of a seasonal cycle in agriculture and celebration. It emphasizes gratitude for the earth's gifts and communal rituals that bind the people together. As the passage progresses, it envisions a prosperous land filled from peak to ocean, suggesting a diverse and vibrant community. The mention of water running over sharp rocks invokes the passage of time, illustrating how life flows despite challenges. This metaphor speaks to the resilience, even with faced with obstacles, about how life continues to thrive. Finally, the closing lines of this one. Ours will be the peace from heaven beneath the skies. It encapsulates a vision of a harmonious existence. It conveys a deep sense of belonging and stability, suggesting that peace is both a goal and a gift from the land. The emphasis on eternity implies a legacy that transcends time, where values of community, growth, and harmony endure. This passage reflects an optimistic vision of a land where nature and humanity coexist harmoniously, and it speaks to the importance of strong foundations, abundant resources, and the joy of community, ultimately portraying a hopeful narrative of the resilience and peace for generations to come. Now, the second one that I read at the top of this, there's main themes. In the opening lines, it really is interconnectedness of existence. The lines peace to the sky, sky to earth, earth beneath the sky, is established a fundamental theme of unity between the cosmos and the transitional realm. Thus, triad suggests that peace is not just a human concern. It encompasses the eternity of existence. The sky, often associated with the divine and infinite, connects with the earth, symbolizing an immediate physical world. This relationship implies the true harmony that must be sought in both spiritual and material realms. The next section is really celebrating abundance and growth. The lines such as a cup full of honey and fruit on trees denote a state of abundance and prosperity. Honey is a symbol of sweetness and nourishment, represents the rewards of harmonious existence. The imagery of fruit-bearing trees further emphasizes nature's generosity, suggesting that when peace prevails, life flourishes. Phrases like summer in winter indicates resilience and the possibility of hope that even in the most difficult times, reflecting an ideal where challenges are met with positivity. Strength and preparedness is in the lines, next lines, and they are brought out in lines like spears supported by shield, shields supported by swords. They highlight the importance of strength and preparedness to maintain peace. The imagery of fortification suggests that while harmony is desirable, it must also be protected. This duality acknowledges that peace requires vigilance. It's not merely a passive state, but it is an active pursuit that demands courage and readiness to defend the vulnerable. Now, the next words that have like woods full of stags is about nature's richness. It reinforces the poem's connections to nature. These symbols invoke abundance and the cycle of life, illustrating a world where humans coexist harmoniously with animals and environment. The mention of salmon and their victory, and the boyan and their hostile, grounds the imagery in specific cultural or geographical contexts. In the alluring Irish Celtic mythology, the significance of certain landscapes in the human experiences, whereas the salmon is seen as the salmon of knowledge. And the boyan is very much a river in Ireland where the salmon live and thrive. Now the next part with lines like wealth for a son is a legacy of knowledge. Wealth for a son very learned. It highlights the values of education and the transmission of knowledge across the generations. This emphasis on learning suggests that the true wealth extends beyond the material possessions and accompanies the wisdom and cultivation of character. The imagery of neck or bull in yoke further connects the themes of labor, cooperation, and the importance of community. This is why, and this legacy of knowledge is exactly why I do what I do and share this knowledge with you, so that this knowledge isn't diluted, that it's kept original and shared. And now, lines such as be might to eternal and much excellent woods, that's a vision of eternal peace. See, it encapsulates the poem's overreaching theme of enduring harmony. The repetition of eternal implies desire for peace that transcends time, suggesting such harmony is not just a fleeting moment, but a lasting state of being that should be aspired to. So in conclusion for the first part of this is, in essence, this first part of the poem serves as a powerful homage to the interconnected of life and value of peace and abundance that arises for harmonious existence. It calls for a deep appreciation of nature, the strength of community, and the wisdom passed down through generations. Ultimately, it paints a vision of a world where peace reigns high and is cherished, embodying the hope that humanity can live in harmony in accordance with these ideals. Now, this gets a little bit dark, because now Mhorragu starts talking about the Vikings would call Ragnarok, or the end of the world. The opening line of this next part, I shall not see a world that is dear to me. It emphasizes the theme in this part of a world devoid of meaning, and it sets a tone of despair and foreboding. It speaks of a profound disillusionment, suggesting that Mhorragu anticipates a part of the future that is devoid of beauty, joy, and meaningful connections. This sentiment is echoed in the subsequent imagery, where nature itself suffers. Summer without flowers, cows without milk. These lines highlight a world stripped of all its richness and vitality, where even the seasons fall and fail to bring their bounties. The next part, Women Without Conscience, Men Not Brave, is a section in it that is a breakdown of values. And the Irish Celts really had a strong sense of values and community. This is indicating that a society where moral integrity has been abandoned. This lack of courage and conscience among individuals reflect a broader sociological decay, where the very qualities that define humanity, which are compassion, bravery, and honor, are lost. The mention of conquest without a king suggests a chaotic power vacuum, lacking in leadership that guides and inspires. Look what's going on in the world today. And I'm not just talking about where you live, I'm talking about the entire world. This next part, and like I said, this section of the prophecy is a little bit dark. You just gotta get dark before you can get the light. This next part is all about the environmental and social collapse. The lines, woods without fruit, fishless seas, serve as stark metaphors for environmental degradation and consequences of not respecting nature. This imagery underscores the interconnectedness of human society and the natural world, implying that the destruction of nature leads to a loss of substance and vitality for humanity, which makes sense. You fuck up the earth, yeah, fuck up getting food, whether it be vegetables or meat. And without the bounty of the earth, life becomes unsustainable. And it's reflecting a dire warning about the impacts of the exploitation and disregard for the environment. Now, this next part, again, it's still needs to get dark. It's the erosion of trust and family bonds. And I'm not just talking about biological family. I'm talking about the bond of chosen family as well. This part of it, and what she's prophesying, is that there will come a time where, as it says, every man is a betrayer, each son a robber. And it's a betrayal of a betrayer, and it's criminally hindsight's a breakdown of trust and loyalty. The foundational elements of both family and community. The shocking imagery of incest relationships, the son will on father's bed, so on, serves to illustrate the complete moral inversion within society. Such lines expose a world where boundaries are violated and the sanctity of family is irreparably damaged. The next part is a reflection on gender relations. The line, "None will look for a woman outside his own home," is suggesting that societal interactions and retreat into incestual relationship. This reflects a broader commentary on gender dynamics, where the exploration of relationships is curtailed, leading to isolation and stagnation. What was COVID? It brought people and forced people to be in their homes and not be able to interact with society. The phrase, "oh evil time," it encapsulates the speaker's anguish over the world turned upside down, where deception and betrayal replace the love and trust. This part, in conclusion, is a summary and serves as a chilling prophecy of societal decay, environmental collapse, and loss of moral integrity. Through the vivid imagery, the stark contrast, it warns against the consequences of neglecting both nature and human relationships. Mhorragu's vision encapsulates a world that has strayed from the ideals of honor, courage, and community, a bleak reflection on the fragility of civilization. Ultimately, it compels readers to reflect upon their values and responsibilities, urging the return to principles that foster harmony and integrity in both physical and societal spheres. When people do this, then we can get the dystopian future that she talks about.